I thought I'll quickly give a brief overview of the programming elements of the Honorable Prime Minister's historic visit to France, as also share with you a sense of major substantive outcomes that we have been able to achieve during this visit. First, actually fully packed 2 days of intense engagements right from arrival. Arrival, as you all know, was yesterday afternoon. 3 major engagements yesterday. The Senate Chair, the Honorable Prime Minister of France, later on address to the community. Many of you were there and you yourself saw the sense of vibrancy, enthusiasm, and just the general atmosphere of at La Sienne Musicale yesterday evening. And to cap the day off yesterday, a private dinner by President Macron for Honorable Prime Minister. Those were 4 key engagements yesterday. Today, morning, Bastille Day, the grand National Day celebrations of France. Honorable Prime Minister was there alongside, as you all saw, a tri-service contingent from India participated in the Bastille Day parade, followed by National Assembly Chair in meeting with the President of the National Assembly of France. Thereafter, detailed discussions with President Macron at Élysée Palace, both in the restricted format and the delegation format. And even as we speak now, the CEO Forum proceedings are, I am told, just got over. So they would soon be returning from there. And we have a fantastic state banquet coming up later this evening, again in honor of Honorable Prime Minister. So you can clearly see in over what must be just roughly 36 hours or so, intense schedule of engagements for Prime Minister here. The second set of things which I would categorize would be some of the rare honors that were accorded to the Honorable Prime Minister during this visit. The Prime Minister of France received Prime Minister Modi at the airport. Not a very common thing that you would see. A rare honor actually accorded. Yesterday, the award of Légion d'honneur de Grand Croix, of the highest order of France, award of France, given to Honorable Prime Minister. A chief guest at Bastille Day celebrations earlier today, another honor. A state dinner later on, which will be in honor of Prime Minister. I'm told that Honorable Prime Minister is the first Indian after the independence of India to receive Légion d'honneur of Grand Croix. So a set of great honors accorded to the Honorable Prime Minister to India during this visit, ongoing visit of Prime Minister. Third, I would put them in the category of, and you all saw many of the visuals clearly pointed to that, exceptional warmth. Warmth of the sentiment, warmth of the friendship, and genuineness also at the same time. The extent of time that President Macron is continuing to spend with Prime Minister, last 36 hours, is actually really, really exceptional. Reflects, a sense of, as I said, comfort with each other, a genuine friendship, mutual trust, of course, is which in a way is also reflective of the a state of India-France, I would say, friendship in across a range of areas. Also captures shared understanding, I think, between the two countries, and say great camaraderie between the President and Prime Minister. And as I said, you could easily sense that from the visuals that you would have seen. Fourth, I would put in the category of the outcomes that we have been able to achieve during this visit, events in the last 25 years. This visit is taken that as a base and has, I would say, even built an edifice of India-France cooperation to come in the next 25 years. So it is again, perhaps for the first time, we can do a little bit of fact check subsequently, but my sense is this is for the first time that India has chalked out a Horizon 2047 framework of partnership with any country in the world, which India and France today included. I think the document should be out. If not out, it would be put out shortly for you to peruse yourself and see what it contains in terms of not just aspirations that the two countries think that the relationship can touch, but also has very specific substance to it, which this relationship will be filled with. If I was to give you a very quick run of that and mention, so the document Horizon 2047, a vision by the two leaders of Prime Minister Modi and President Macron on where the relationship should be in 2047 when India would celebrate 100th year of its independence, and we will be celebrating 50 years of our strategic partnership. It has, on a very broad rough count, 63 specific outcomes that we are looking at. Now, these 63 outcomes are divided among multiple pillars. You will see this when the document comes out yourself, but I'll list out for you the major headings. The first is the Partnership for Security and Sovereignty. It takes a very, I would say, comprehensive approach pillar under the horizon. The third, space, domain of space, which is at the center of our partnership. Fourth, something which also came up very strongly in the discussions between the two leaders earlier today, is our cooperation in fight against terrorism. Fifth, shared commitment to promote renewed and effective multilateralism. Sixth, and this is this is one pillar which has several other crucial subsegments, and this is a space relating to science, technology, and academic cooperation between research institutions between the two countries, which then again breaks itself down into scientific cooperation, critical technologies, health cooperation, cyber cooperation, digital regulatory framework engagements, cooperation in digital technologies specifically, etc., etc. We then have a major segment which is categorized under Partnership for Planet. As the name would suggest, that includes that has a heavy focus on energy related elements, energy transition, energy research and development, and of course the challenge of climate change. Also the trinity of climate change, biodiversity, biodiversity loss and pollution. There is a strong focus in this on urban and ecological transitions, in both our societies, and how we can partner together to look at research-based, technology-based solutions that we can both make use of, not just for the benefit of our own societies, but also extend it to other countries. Then there is a segment on which is a global area of importance on sustainable growth and transition to low carbon energy. The document also then moves to one of the central pillars of our relationship, which is the people-to-people ties. So that segment is focused on partnership for the people. Given the global changes that are taking place in the, I would say, skill set configuration of different societies, the rapid transitions that are taking place, that a rapid transition that would be required, adjustments that would be needed, mobility that it would take to meet those challenges. That segment focuses on mobility partnership, skill set cooperation. How do we dovetail our academic cooperation, which tries to meet those needs of mobility and skill set development? And then combine these two, and to ensure mobility, how do we maybe look at a more conducive visa regime for people to move? And naturally, since mobility will expand the presence and spread of people, India would also be opening a new consulate in the city of Marseille that the Honorable Prime Minister announced earlier today. A critical segment of this, important segment of this, which is in which both India and France have robust complementarity, I should say, which is the field of cooperation in archaeology and museology. A great strength of France, a great aspiration of ours, of India, of Prime Minister, to build a large ecosystem of institutions that devote themselves to museology and to the archaeological conservation. And France is among our strongest of knowledge partners in that space. So these are roughly 7 to 8 broad segments of the Horizon 2047. And if you will go through this document, you'll find there are roughly 60 plus very specific things. So it is 30,000 feet. At the same time, it is also very grounded in terms of what the two countries, the two systems can do. This captures really the essence of the vision of the two leaders, which they see the relationship achieving in years ahead.